the running game on offense, that's exactly what we wanted to do, right? We knew for us to win this game, we had to run the ball efficiently. And it starts with the offensive line, the way they blocked up front, tight ends, like the way our backs ran, right? Especially, Damian, the way he ran his best game this year. It was awesome to see, him just continue to press forward. When he got the ball, he had a, I will not be denied mentality, and it showed. And it showed from our entire offense, right? When the running game gets going, it just opens up a lot of other things, allowing us to hit some explosive passes, right? With Nico having a really big game, CJ continuing to do well, right? It's all a credit to the run game. And I'm excited for where we are in the run game right now.
And 2 weeks in a row, the offensive line, 0 sacks, and shuffle your lineup again, including Austin and splitting with Jerron Christian. What did that mean for the offense today to have the offensive line have to pick that well against TJ Watt and Alex Heisman?
Right, we know we had our hands full, right? Highsmith and Watt, 2 of the best edge rushers in the league, so we knew we had our hands full. And again, I always go back to it doesn't matter who's out there. You protect together. All 11 guys, that's how you protect. Starting with the O-line, tight ends, backs, but also it's the quarterback and the receivers getting the ball out, running your routes with the proper timing, quarterback getting the ball out on time. All of that goes into play with protecting. And I thought overall collectively, as the offensive unit, we played really well in stifling their pass rush.
Nico, could you talk about 2 things, the importance of Bernard's 4th down sack and also your coaching staff, what they've done the last 2 weeks to help you win these 2 games?
I was excited to see JG get that sack. He missed one earlier, so he owed us one. So he came up big time for us at the right moment. Big time moment. It was huge for him to get that one. So excited for what he continues to bring as a pass rusher. And for our coaching staff, right? And it's credit to all our guys and the work that they put in that no one sees behind the scenes, right? What I love about our coaching staff is no one complains about who's out there. We've had a lot of injuries, a lot of things. Nobody complains. Everybody just keeps pressing forward. Everybody just keeps working, right, with the guys who are up. And it's a relentless mindset from our coaches. And starting offensively, starting with Bobby, thought he did a really nice job calling the game today. Credit to him and his staff and how he had the guys prepared versus a really tough defense. And to see them go out and have the outing that they have today is a credit to Bobby and his staff. And defensively, Coach Burt and the staff, again, same thing. Doesn't matter who's out there. They had the guys prepared, had the guys ready to play. And I'm really thankful for the coaches that we have on our staff. They've done an excellent job.
Sergeant and Elvin.
Coach, I know that everything is always team first, and I get it. But for you personally, to be able to win today, give the fans their first home win since 2021, and to give them also the first back-to-back win since 2021. How does that feel to you just personally?
It feels awesome to get a win, right? And that's what we're here to do, right? Me coming here taking this job, this is how we want to play football. We want to play winning football. And it starts with the guys in that locker room. I'm proud of what they've done, the work that they put in throughout the week, right? We're grinding through some hot days here in Houston. Nobody's complaining. Everybody's working, right, pressing forward, doing what they need to do, right, to get results on Sunday. And I'm proud of our guys, proud of our staff, everybody, right? If we keep playing the way we're playing, the results will come. So we're not focused on the results, just focused on the process, and we keep that mindset, it'll all take care of itself.
Go Elwin and then Ken.
Well, DeMeco, obviously you get the win, you're at home, even the record 2-2, that's very important. But how much more special is this win with the fact your former teammate J.J. Watt goes into the ring along with it?
With J.J. Watt, it's credit to J.J., his career and what he's done. Excited for him. A huge honor for his name to go up in the Raptors of the stadium. It's going to be an inspiration to a lot of people when they look up and see his name. It's well-deserved. J.J., great man, great player, right, and just an inspiration to many. So congratulations to J.J. He definitely deserves it. It's great seeing all the former guys here today rooting us on.
Kim and then Cody.
Hey, DeMeco, how important was it for you guys to actually score on that first drive, getting down there, having a few setbacks, but to be able to come away with the 7? How important was that? Yeah,
I think that first drive, it really helped us, right, offensively. We've been having a few slow starts, right, coming out. So that really helped us even with the penalties and being able to move back. A couple times there, we were hurting ourselves. When we've been in those positions before, we've not scored, right? It's turned into a field goal, or we just hurt ourselves so many times. But to see us get better in that position, we needed to score in the red zone, and for us to score multiple times and get it called back, I think it was really momentum shift for our offense, right? And they knew they could put the ball in the end zone, and when you see that multiple times, it just gained more confidence, and I think that's what helped them a lot throughout the game. They knew they had confidence to put the ball in the end zone and move the ball, and that spurred a lot of movement throughout the game, right? We controlled it there at the end. I love the fourth quarter drive there. We held it, we ran the ball, when we needed to run the ball and burn the clock. So it was really awesome to see our offense work the way they did today.
Got time for a few more. We'll go Cody and Brooks again.
Hey, Coach, earlier you talked about the improvements you saw in your defense, but what type of the improvements that you've seen in your linebacker, especially the pairing of Henry T and Christian Harris?
With Henry and Christian, they're continuing to get better, every week in practice, just watching them work together, right? Watching them lean on each other, right? Very similar to how they played at Alabama, both guys leaning on each other, and they're young players, right? There are going to be some bumps in the road, but I'm encouraged with their progress, right? Not only in the game, but just seeing them progress through the week on things we've been trying to teach them, right? They're getting better, and that's all I can ask for, and I'm proud of both of those guys, the way they're continue to step up and improve each week.
We'll wrap with Brooks and AD.
And DeMeco, the last two games you've had multiple score leads at halftime, and they haven't scored in the last two games. What is contributing to that? What is in terms of getting started early, and also what is the conversation like at halftime when you have that kind of lead?
Right. These past two games, we've had leads, but it all goes to execution, right? When our guys execute, that's when you score points. It's all just about execution. There's nothing glamorous. There's nothing special about it. Everybody just going out, executing, doing their job, and that's doing their part. And that's what it is. That's what turns into points, and that's what I'm pleased with.
Last one.
DeMeco, just a following up on the question about your coaching staff. I noticed a lot on the fourth down calls. You don't necessarily jump into when the offense comes in. You sort of stay away from it and let that offensive staff. Is that the type of confidence that you expect that they'll get right call play without you getting involved in that on some of those fourth down calls?
Yeah, I have full confidence in Bobby. When we go for fourth down, I'm confident in our offense. I believe that they can get it. Sometimes we convert, sometimes we won't, but that doesn't stop my belief in our unit and what they're capable of doing.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys.
Will, just your takeaway from the defense today, just getting in the backfield, what was the energy like?
Man, the energy was high, but like we knew going into this week what type of game this was going to be. Like the way we practiced this week, the energy was high. Everybody's technique was good this week. And the coach pointed out a lot on the film. He was just like, I'm excited to see you guys eat because of the work you guys put in this weekend. I mean, JG, Malik, Rain, all the defensive linemen, they did a really good job of penetrating. That's what we practiced all week, just penetrating, disrupting, having fun, and getting the quarterback off his spot.
JJ going in today, he said that he got a chance to talk to you
Yeah.
yesterday or in the weight room, and said you had asked you for some questions. He said you had to think of some. What was that interaction like, and do you have thoughts on that going forward?
Yeah, JJ's been a good mentor for me so far. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start sending him some more clips so I can get some more help. But he's been good, man. I mean, honestly, it's a privilege and it's a blessing to have somebody like JJ to communicate with, to help out. You know what I'm saying? What he's done in the league, what he's done for the Houston Texans is unbelievable. And then the speech he came and gave to us Friday, and it was Friday or Saturday, but one of those days he had said a lot of powerful words, and I think it stuck with the team a lot. Just don't take anything for granted. Like you're in the NFL, like there's not a lot of people that can say that, and I think that resonated with a lot of the guys.
Well, Will, how has this defense come together so well in the last 2 weeks in such a short period of time?
It's simple. Everybody just doing your job. That's all coach just puts on the board when we do keys to victory. Everybody just do your job. And when you do your job, you get, that's what you get out there, you know what I'm saying? But it's just been so exciting, like the future. Like that's what we always talk about. The future is so bright here because the guys are great. We're hungry. We just want more. We want more and more and more. We just have that greedy mentality, that swarm mentality, and the energy that Coach DeMeco brings every day is so contagious, and we feel it. Like we feel it, and we just want to go out there and just play for each other, play for him, and play for the organization.
Will, you guys kind of talk a lot about daily progress and work each day, but just kind of in terms of confidence and growth of this young team, how big has it been to finally see those results the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's been great, man. I mean, we still got so much more work to do, and we can get better at so many things, but again, just going back to the future of how everything is building up, we just say keep chopping wood, keep stacking those days, man, and everything's going to take care of itself. But to have a young team like this, to everybody just buying in, I think that's the biggest thing. Everybody just buying into what the coaches are asking for and what they want for us to get done.
Hey, Will, can you talk about how much you see the growth each week? You talk about chopping wood. Well, what gets better each week? Because it looks like the team is getting actually better each week.
The execution. That's it right there, the execution. I mean, the energy is always there. The intensity is always there. Now it's just everybody executing their job and doing their job. I mean, that's what you see, like, Coach always talk about if we was one play away from this or we was one tackle away from this, and we start cutting back on those things, just everybody just start executing, and that's just been the beauty of everything.
Well, it was the first game for Jalen and Jimmy to be back together in the backfield. What was that like for you guys up front?
Man, it was awesome having those guys back. Like, we feed off each other. The rush and the coverage goes together. Coach talks about it. We talk about it. We do our job up front. They eat. They do their job in the back. We eat. You know what I'm saying? So everybody just working together. Having those two guys back, man, high energy guys that's going to run through a brick wall for whoever's out there on the field. They always got their brothers back. Having two guys like that on the field is really special, and it's really a big blessing for our team.
Last couple, go ahead.
Well, Will, of course, everybody felt like this was going to be rebuilt from the ground up here with DeMeco coming in. But this team is proving now that you can get much better and much quicker. You got to feel like, quite frankly, where you are now, back to 2-2 and 500, this team can get better and get good enough to challenge for the division championship.
Yes, most definitely. And, you know, one thing, we always focus on us. You know, we can't focus on what anybody else got going on. I think that's what we do a really good job of focusing on the Houston Texans. And we go to work every day. We're not worried about the outside noise. We're controlling what we can control. And when we step on the field, we just got to go dominate, do our job, and have fun doing it. So, like I said, man, just to see everybody coming together, the chemistry from the team, chemistry with the coaches, it's a beautiful thing to see, man. Just the culture that's getting changed around here, man, it's just, I'm so happy to be a part of it. It's a big blessing. And I know the guys are happy to be a part of it, too.
You talk about culture. Can you talk about what it meant for you guys on the side as a defense to see your offense go down and have to score 3 times?
Yeah.
But to be persistent and come away with 7?
Yeah, man, it's just the grit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get put in those situations in practice all the time. And how relentless can you be? Can you just, no matter how you get on the field, no matter what, how greedy can you be for it? And the offense showed that today, like running the ball. Coach said something in the meeting, like, we going to run the ball. And we went out there and did that. It just goes back to the execution. How bad do you really want it? And I can tell you one thing about this team. We want it really bad.
All set?
Thank you.
How would you describe what you've been able to do through these first 4 games of your career?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think just for me, it's been the ability to be in a city like Houston that I felt God put me here for a reason. So you know how I start, just all glory praise to Him. And I think it started all the way back from my 30 visit. When I came around the visit, I sat right in this area and I poured my heart out to the coaches. They poured their hearts out to me, let me know what they wanted from a quarterback or if they were going to take one. And I gave them what I felt I was. And every day I feel like God has given me the ability to show up with that attitude and that mentality every day. So it's been a blessing. I think it's really cool when you see your work pay off a little bit. But for me, it's just the beginning. Like I still think I left a lot on the field today. Could have played better in the red zone. And for me, of course, I always want to snip that in the bud and get back to work. But it feels good. It definitely does feel good to work really hard and see it pay off. But for me, it's just the beginning, and I'm super blessed.
With the defense the last 2 weeks with shutouts in the first half, what does that do for the offense, the energy that you feel off some of the plays they're making?
Man, it's everything. I think those first 2 weeks, it was like offense plays good one game, defense plays good the other. And these last 2 games, we both play well together. And when you have a defense flying around like that, I mean, we feel it at practice. And when you got those good on good periods, you're warming yourself up, iron and sharp iron for that Sunday. And this week, those guys are flying around. You've seen them doing that practice, so that gives you the confidence that they're going to do it in the game. So it was a blessing to just have a defense like that. DeMeco's calling it well. Henry's playing really well, calling the plays, and guys are flying around, and you can feel the energy in the building. And it's really cool to be able to be an offense off of that. And we got to help those guys out a little more. I definitely think that today. I mean, we let them hang around a little too much, and we were driving the ball really well, but we weren't finishing drives, and that's something that we got to get better at.
Short question, needs an offense. The offensive line to not allow a sack 2 weeks in a row, and with some energy, you felt like Damian Pierce gave you guys with the ran the ball.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row, man. Just the guys playing solid, guys stepping up, man. This is the league, next man up. And my guy Deck stepped in, did a great job. KG, J-Pat, Shaq, George. So, I mean, when those guys up front are battling, we're battling on the outside, too, to make plays. So it really starts up front and running the ball. We ran the ball really well this game. Started off hot. I think we scored like 3 touchdowns in that first drive. So that just shows how relentless that this team is being built from DeMeco and Nick and Bobby. And we're buying into it, and we're really trying to be relentless and have that killer mindset like they're preaching every game, every play. So those guys played amazing. The tight ends helped those guys, helped the tackles out a lot with the chips and trying to control TJ and 56, who are 2 great players. That defense is a great defense. But I feel like when we're rolling, we're going to be hard to stop, and especially when we don't turn the ball over and we get 2 or 3 back. You know what I mean? So hats off to everybody.
Hey, CJ, you mentioned it. You guys scored 3 touchdowns before you actually got the points. Can you talk about what that meant to be able to keep going back to the hole and come away on that first drive with 7?
Yeah, that's what we were preaching, man. Going to the red zone, getting 7, not 3. And when you're relentless and you're fighting your tail off, that's what it looks like. And we preach that throughout practice every day. Jake Moreland, our tight end coach, comes up and he gives us a presentation of our red zone, and he tells us, man, it's kind of ironic. Like the red zone, we wore the battle red uniforms and we scored in the red zone our first drive 3 times or something crazy like that. So, and Jake brought that up in our meeting a couple weeks ago, and for it to see the payoff, the guys working really hard at practice, it's a blessing. So, I mean, we got to keep that up and even be better, because we were driving the ball down a couple times and just took 3 when we really should have had 7 on miscues, me missing a throw or things like that. And so we can all be better all around, but that's what we preach. We want to be great in the red zone.
CJ, it feels like you and Bobby been in a much better rhythm the past couple of weeks. What point is it during the week or is it during the game that you feel like, okay, we put together a really good plan for what we want to do and we're executing it really well?
Yeah, I think around Friday, Saturday. Those Wednesdays, Thursdays, we're putting in new things, so it's not always going to click right away. But for me and Bobby, we've gotten a pretty good idea on what we both like, the offense we want to run, and he's calling it, man. He's doing a great job. And Case Keenum always says he calls it, we ball it. So it's been a blessing to work with somebody like Bobby, we're all getting trust, not only from him, but from the O-line to the tight ends to the running backs to the receivers. And we're starting to buy into the system, and I think it's showing. So.
When you hear that you throw for the second most passing yards to start an NFL career through the first 4 starts, what kind of goes through your head when you hear those type of accolades being attached to your name?
For me, it's a blessing, but I want to do more. I want to be really great at this game. I want to put in the work every week. Just like I think I was telling you in the locker room, they'll hate you. They'll love you one week, they'll hate you the next, man. So for me, it's a constant grind, constant build up throughout the week, and I'm getting back to my routine, working really, really hard this week to go play a tough Atlanta team. It's a blessing to be able to be playing decently. But for me, it's the guys around me. I can't do anything without those guys balling out. You see the yards at the catch. You see the guys straining up front. Me getting the ball out, trying to get the ball out on time. The running backs doing their job. The tight ends doing their job. Like, everybody's doing their job. And then you add the defense. And then you add our special teams. Like, everybody's playing together. So we got to keep that going. But it's a blessing for sure.
CJ, I know taking care of the ball is important. You don't have any interceptions yet this year. Seems like today, though, you had some opportunities where you threw it a little sooner than maybe 1 or 2, but you threw it away on purpose, or you put it where only your guy could get it. Might have been a tough catch, like an intentional miss, I guess. Is that part of your growth? Am I right? Did I see more of that today than you had?
Yeah, I think I'm getting smarter when it comes to that. Just not taking hits and throwing the ball away, or put into only where my guy can get it. I feel like I've been doing that for a couple weeks, but definitely the first point was just getting rid of the ball, being smart, not taking sacks, not taking hits. And I got to use my legs a little bit today. I think I could have used my legs a little more towards that back end. But like I said, man, we want to do anything it takes to win. And if that's to the world, it might look like a negative play, but not taking a sack and being smart with the football, throwing it away is really important, and it helps field position, things like that. And the intentional ground I had was dumb on my part. I got to be better in that area, but definitely trying to grow in that case. And Davis has helped me a lot, and Gerard in the QB room of not taking hits and being smart with the football. So we knew that with this team, if you take care of it and you take it away, just like any other game, you can win a game. So, yeah.
Understanding that you respect your opponents, you made that very clear. But when you put in the work with your teammates under this coaching staff, is what we saw today what you expect when you step on the field?
Yeah, for me at least, I know I'm probably speaking for everybody. We don't have no expectations. We trying to do one play, one thing at a time. I feel like when you go in a game trying to do anything that like you put already to your mind, it usually doesn't happen that way. And that's how I kind of live my life, man. Just living where my feet are at, and working really hard to make that one thing happen. Doing my job because I trust my brother to do his. But yeah, when you put in that work there in practice, you expect success, but you only give yourself a chance. Nothing is set in stone in this league. This league's really hard. And you only give yourself an opportunity to make the play. It's up to you to go do it. So I definitely feel like, yeah, it's a better feeling when you put it in practice, but it doesn't guarantee anything.
CJ, I'm curious, there weren't a lot of expectations around this team, but you somewhat exceeded them. I'm curious, what made you confident that this team could be something this year? What during the process?
It was a lot of things, man. I'm trying to think of the first thing I can probably think of. I think the first thing for me was when I got drafted, and even before the draft, meeting Will, and we didn't know we were coming to the Texans or anything like that, but we talked about being teammates. And then you fast forward, we got drafted to the team. I got over 50, 60, 70 text messages from people from this organization, and mostly players. And for me, it wasn't a worry of mine leaving the place I did at Ohio State. Like when I was in Ohio with my brothers, man, back in college, like we were a real brotherhood. Like I would put my head on the block for those guys, and I would die for those guys. And I didn't know if the league was like that, but when those guys hit me up, man, it meant a lot. And they had none but utmost faith in me, and knew that they didn't draft me for any reason. And they told me that, and they had confidence in me before I even had confidence in myself in this league. So that was probably around the time where I knew we can be special, because the Texans, like everybody's, if you're in the NFL, I mean, you're probably a really good football player. But when you have guys buying in to do it for one another, that's when it turns special. So, like the energy that we're bringing every day to practice, to pregame, to halftime, to postgame, like we're bringing that swag and that juice that DeMeco talks about, that Texan way football, we're starting to show up. So, and we don't want nobody to think we're going to be good or bad. We don't really care. We're going to do what we do because we're the man in the arena. We're the ones doing the work. We're the ones getting hit. We're the ones playing. So for us, man, we just want to prove ourselves right more than prove other people wrong.
Last four, we're going to start with Cole. We got to get him out here.
CJ, when you look back at Ohio State and the receivers that you had and the chemistry and how quickly you got into it, have you noticed that same chemistry with guys like Nico and Dalton and Tank so far in the 4 games?
Yeah, just like when I was in school, things didn't happen overnight. It took a little process, and I think even being here, I think I've actually gotten a good, better chemistry and connection faster than I did back in school. I think it took a little longer back then, but man, it's been a blessing to work with those guys. Those guys work their tails off at practice. Like, if you see Tank's numbers on the catapult during the week, like you would be like, man, how is he gonna play? That dude's running fast. He's putting a lot of extra mileage in. Same with Nico, and they're constantly working on their bodies, doing what they got to do to play. And every single one of them wants to see each other eat. Like, it was even a blessing to see Metch get some love today. I owe him one. I missed him on a little rollout. I got to hit him in stride. But to see him make a play on that end breaker, that was a really big thing to see from Metch, because that's somebody that we're going to lean on this year. He's going to be big for us. So building chemistry with everybody, though, like from Brev to Dalt to Teagan to Beck. Oh, Beck won too. And then all the way to the outside to the backs. Everybody's working together. So just building chemistry every day in practice has been really big for us.
CJ, you talk a lot about the brotherhood as far as the players, but what about the fans who look at you to take them, get them back over the hump and get them back into the playoffs? It's been a long time since this team has had a home victory and win consecutive games. So just to the fans, what would you say to them?
I want to say, man, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. Y'all deserve to feel special. Y'all deserve to root the Texans on. Like, not winning since 2021, I think it was around Christmas, like that ain't flying from like anybody in this building. I want them to know, like, we're frying our tails off every day to make sure y'all walk around with Texan gear pride. Like, y'all walk around with that swag that we walk around with when we get a dub. And for me, I take that real personal, because I don't like being bagged on by my teams. Like, when my Lakers lose, I'll be pissed. So, like, I take that stuff real serious, man. And it's up to us to work every day and put the work in. And like you've seen, I mean, the Steelers fan came and they showed out today in our stadium, and we sent them home. And I think our fans felt the energy. Like, man, we ain't playing today, like from the get go. So I just want to say, man, like, we're gonna keep fighting every day just so y'all can walk around with that swag. I think that's huge, man, for this team. That's something that we want to keep building on. And it's a blessing to be able to be in Houston, like a great town with a lot of stuff to do, great people, Southern hospitality to its finest. And I'm falling in love with the city little by little. So it's a blessing.
Last two, start with Chance.
After the team started out 0-2, you guys are now back to 500. Where do you feel like this team is a quarter of the way through the season?
We're just getting started. Man. It's only the beginning. It's a lot of football to be a lot of football to be played still. It's early, man. We don't want to get too high, too low. Stay right where we're right on 50, man. I think that's the thing to get us over the hump and get us a win each and every week, is just doing that one thing, like tonight, getting your rest. Those little victories that we talk about every day to get to the big ones. I think that's how it works. So for us, man, staying even head, even keeled, and coming back to work with a relentless mindset. So ready to get back to work, but we got to enjoy this one, man, for sure.
Last one.
Okay, CJ, obviously everybody felt this team was going to have to be rebuilt from the ground up, but you are ahead of where just about everybody except your coaching staff and the players felt like you would be. Now you're in a four-way tie for first place in the division. Everybody's at 2-2. You've got to feel like you've got as good a chance as anybody else in this division to win the division now.
Yeah, man. When I was at Ohio State, we used to say Buckeyes against the world. Now I'm bringing this swag here, man. Texas against the world. So it ain't about what they write about us. It ain't like it's about what we put on the field on Sundays, the work we put in. So There's a lot of football to be played still, but we're going to walk around with that swag. We know what we can do. And we're getting a lot of guys back from injury, which is going to help a lot. And for us, man, we're just going to keep fighting, keep battling every game, every day, every little one thing we want to keep battling. So it's just the beginning, and we're just getting started. So excited for the future. Go Texans. God bless y'all.